Hi, everyone. First of all, Happy New Year. I'm glad to be here. I'm David Shengart, currently stepped into the new shoes for me, which is being a head of Cointelegraph acceleration program. I've been in the venture capital space in crypto for 5 years. Within that span, I looked at 4,000 different decks and actually researched them. I concentrate on the early stage projects, and today we'll tell you and we'll ask you a question: would you fund yourself? And we're gonna talk a little bit about the early stage founders. So the first thing that investors usually ask is, can this person execute under pressure? Secondly, can they attract talent and capital? And will they survive bad markets? This is kind of the preliminary assessment that we do. Investors are usually risk managers. They deal with a lot of risk assumptions, and they don't buy dreams too much. We don't fund dreams. We fund conviction. So first of all, let's talk, and I would like everyone to ask yourself that question. Would you fund your communication? How do you communicate with an investor? Do you explain it simply or hide behind the jargon? Do you answer directly or dance around that answer? And do you know your weak spots? In that sense, the biggest trouble that I've experienced is when a person tells it depends. It actually never depends. The answer has to be quite clear, and you have to understand what you're dealing with. So, would you fund your numbers? This is about your financial modeling. This is about your understanding your financial path. Because in the end of the day, the way that we construct portfolios is, as I said, not to buy the dream, but to understand how you're going to make money for your investors. In the end of the day, it's a transactional experience, especially at the early stage. We betting on the high risk to make bigger and higher returns. So I truly trust founders who can explain to me what can actually go wrong. And I would dig that. I would actually support that, rather than dancing around and trying to convince me that everything is going right. As an early stage investor, I am here to try and help you solve your problems. So be very transparent about that when you talk to the investors crowd. Would you fund your behavior? This talks a lot about the founder. And for me personally, the first thing that I look at is at the persona of the founder, and especially at this word that we all heard before, which is called grit. Are you ready to break walls? Are you ready to smash doors? If nobody invites you to the door, are you ready to jump through the window? Are you ready to pivot when it's necessary? This is what I'm searching for the founder that can actually go the long way. And there's few things that we don't like. Oh, let's talk about me. I personally don't like. First of all is defensiveness. When the person is being too defensive about his ideas and not willing to adjust, for me, this is one of the red flags. Overconfidence as well. This is a very tricky thing. The level of confidence sometimes could be misjudged. So this is really about you connecting to the person on a personal level, if you want to put it that way. Then people that blame the market, guys, the founders that build early stage are dealing and will be dealing not only with the bull markets, but with the bear markets. You have to be ready for the different scenarios, and blaming the market is never a good idea. So blaming the team, this is the last thing that you want to do, as simple as that. You're the founder, you build the team. You can only blame yourself. So the biggest lie that founders tell themselves, if the product is good enough, the funding will come. Never like that. With some products on the market, we've seen that happening, but it's truly not about that. So capital follows conviction, conviction follows trust, and trust follows behavior. So those three things aligning into one picture, and then that's what's gonna get you your money, not the, I mean, obviously the level of the product is very important, but your job as a founder of an early stage product is not only build the product, but being able to translate that vision and translate that communication into the market, especially if you're raising money. So from the perspective of the accelerator, which I'm running right now, so we had the V1 of the accelerator. I'm currently building a V2, and I think this is a good time for a call out to great founders. You can reach me out, and we can talk about the acceleration program that I'm building. I see some people nodding their heads, which is a good sign. Great to hear and great to see. So please come and talk to me. What I'm looking for is the speed of your learning. Were you able to learn quickly and adjust? Quality of your decisions. This is the killer. Sometimes the product could be good, the market could be good, but the decision making is bad. So this is what we're trying to guide you through your decision making and help you to make those decisions better. So ability to take feedback. This is about the defensiveness and overconfidence. If you're overconfident and too defensive, you're not able to take the feedback, you're not able to adjust. This is what I don't want to see. I want to see people that actually understand the feedback and ready to take action based on that feedback. So what changes after funding? Funding doesn't reduce pressure at all. It actually concentrates the pressure. More eyes on you, now more expectations, more responsibility, and there's no room for excuses anymore after you got funded. Because now money actually amplifies you who you already are, and by amplification, it means the quality is increasing, the speed is increasing, the execution is getting better, and you're reaching your goals way faster. I want to do a brutal self-check today and look into yourself and ask yourself those questions. Would you trust yourself with 500K? I mean, you have to have a certain level of self-awareness to actually answer that question blatantly and directly. Would you bet your reputation on you? This is exactly what I'm facing, because every investment that I'm doing is affecting my future reputation, because in the end of the day, investor is judged by its portfolio, not judged by what I'm going to tell you, but just look at the portfolio that I built. That's going to tell you a lot about my work. And would you introduce yourself to the best LPs and the best investors in your network? This is also kind of a secondary metric that speaks about a certain quality of a certain project. So if you ask your investor if he's ready to introduce you to his best LPs, it means you his priority or her priority bet. And then this is actually a good job by the investor if he's willing to introduce you to his best LPs. The good news is that clarity can be learned. Focus can be sharpened, communication can be fixed along the way. The hardest part here is your ego, and I invite you to do that, but rather the mentality check, and see whether there is ego involved in what you're building right now. Because when the ego is involved, it doesn't create any good. I've learned that across many different mental practices, apart from being an investor, and then when I see ego being bloated a lot, this is definitely not type of the founder I would love to work with. So the one practical takeaway, what would make me nervous if I were on the other side of the table, and then answer that first. And then that's going to help you to create a spreadsheet, to talk to the investor, to understand within yourself what actually sets you off those pitching rails. What makes you most nervous? What makes you palms sweat? So that's the sector or spheres that you need to cover before you come and talk to the investors crowd. So on the closing note, tonight, don't ask yourself, will the investor fund you, but rather ask yourself, would you fund yourself based on what I told you today? And I'm inviting everyone who's building early stage to talk to me. I also inviting, if you want to become a mentor, if you already have a good big company, I'm building a new mentorship layer, new advisors layer. So guys, everybody's accepted. Come and talk to me, would be glad. Inviting any questions if there are any.
Well, thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause. Any questions from the audience?